development through PPP, that is public-private partnerships, how this will help our country to grow. And this is what we're going to talk about. My name is Udai Kofi, and today I'll be doing this with Benjamin Luchu and Eliza Nelson. Then we're going for short commercials. When we come back, we are going to dive into this important topic. So don't go away. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Children have a very high nutritional demand in relation to their size, and vitamins play an important role in maintaining healthy growth. That is why we at Base Pharmacy Company Limited have introduced Base Vite Kid Drops, a multivitamin drop with 7 essential vitamins including vitamin A, D, B1, B2, B6 and vitamin C to aid your child's healthy growth. Base Vite Kid multivitamin drops have been specially formulated to help meet your child's nutritional requirements, helping them to get back to playtime faster. With Base Vite Kid drops from Base Pharmacy Company Limited. For further inquiries of bulk purchase, call Base Pharmacy Company Limited on 0302 672 317 or 0247 287 853.
This advert is FDA approved.
So we are right back, and this is Fingerprints. As I said earlier on, we are coming to dive into this important topic, PPP. So straight, let me go to my guest here, Ben and then Ebenezer. So first, let me start with Ebenezer.
Okay. Thank you very much for another opportunity to be here once more to discuss issues concerning the economy and Ghana as a whole. Today, our topic is about PPP, Public-Private Partnership. We are going to talk about how this particular policy or this particular tool will help grow the economy in this country. Thank you.
Okay. Ben.
Yeah, thank you, Neil. Good afternoon to our cherished viewers. Today happens to be another Tuesday. We are here to discuss national issues. As usual, as you know, I'm a fashion designer. If you want the best version of you and what Neil is wearing and what I'm wearing, you can contact Luchu Clothing on 0247 250 345. 0247 250 345. Thank you.
Okay. And so you see me, very nice. It is so by Luchu Clothing, and the CEO is here with us. So please, in case you want anything at all to sew for him, he sews both here and here, male and female. So anything at all, going for weddings, parties, and what have you, just contact him, just as he has given the number. At the tail end of the program, he repeats the number again. Pick the number and call so that he will do it for you. So we are going to straight dive into the topic now, as it were. So we said we are coming to talk about PPP. So now let me start from Ebenezer. So Eben, what is a public-private partnership? What is it?
So as the word implies, public-private partnership, it means it's a collaboration between the government and a private entity to finance, build and operate government projects, and in other instances transfer such projects back to government again. So when we talk about PPP, it's purely an arrangement between the public and the private sector to partner to come up with one goal to help the citizen.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so Ben, PPP.
Yeah, PPP, as the name implies, it's a public project that have been given to the public to work on. So in a simple sense, it's an agreement between the government agency and a private institution to render 1, technical support, 2, guidance, and 3, improvement upon these government projects. So you realize that these things are done in an agreement between the government agency and the private agency. And when you look at the government agencies, we are looking at the Ministry of Agriculture.
Okay.
They have gone into PPP. Ministry of Finance have gone into PPP. Even our Parliament House has also gone into PPP with other private institutions to provide technical support, some to provide agriculture mechanisms so that our farmers can use in producing our crops. So in ending, PPP, I would say it's a best tool. PPP was brought in to reduce the burden on the government because government can't project everything, as in like can't afford all the projects. So they go into collaboration with other private institutions that can afford, so that it will reduce the burden on the government as well.
Okay, so Ben and Eben, so with this, in case of any benefit and any risk, how they go about it?
So it depends on the agreement that both parties have signed, and now they are going to share both the profit bit and the risk bit of it. So, for instance, if sometimes the agreement is in maybe 30-70% against the financier being the private, or maybe the government is getting 30%. So based on that, they come up with the risk aspect of it. Maybe when it happens that they are not declaring profit or something like that, they allow certain things to go and all those things. And if you look at some of these PPP projects, you can talk about the Terminal 3 that we are seeing now.
Okay.
It's
PPP,
one,
right?
yeah, it's one of the PPP agreement
okay.
that government and a private company went into to have it done. Then when we talk about Sono Asogli plant, the one owned by Togbia Fede, it's also a PPP project. Then the Sin Power at Bon also is also a government project. So there are a lot of government projects in collaboration with private companies that are doing well. Even the Temaport expansion is one. The one with the MPS is also a private public partnership program. Then the Temamoto Way expansion too is also part of the PPP arrangement. So these are some of the PPP arrangements that government has with private entity, but it depends on the agreement as to the profit and the risk that associates with the arrangement. So I can say that we can't vividly say or pinpoint until maybe we have in hand some of these projects to know some of the risk. But the risk sometimes do come, but in risk management, there are factors that will mitigate some of these risks so that it won't be much, because if a private entity invests in a company, the ultimate aim or the ultimate goal is to get profit. Yeah.
Okay, Ben.
Yeah, most of the PPPs, they are being financed by the private institutions.
Most.
Yeah, most of them are being financed by the private institution. So you realize that when there is a risk, it is the private institution that bear the risk.
Really?
Yeah.
The government doesn't bear any?
No, because when the profit comes, they take most of it.
The private?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the private take most of the profit
Okay.
because they are financing.
Okay.
So if there should be any risk, they are going to bear it because of the agreement per the contract. So they are going to bear the risk that comes in. So you realize that they spend most of the money, and most of the projects that are PPP are not small projects. They are huge projects. So much is being put in. So the risk that comes after, it's the private institution that bears them.
Oh, okay. So against this backdrop, Ebenezer, let me ask you, so what are the benefits of PPPs in development?
So one of the let me talk about these two key benefits that government get when it goes into this agreement with private companies.
Okay.
So one, it reduces
Can we get some of the companies?
it reduces some of the reduces the burden, the budgetary allocation in coming up or helping some of these agencies. It reduces the budgetary allocation by leveraging on the private companies to support some of these initiatives that government cannot do at immediately, because when you look at some of these, as my brother said, this kind of arrangements are very huge investment.
Okay.
And the only option government will get to do some of these things is through sourcing for loans outside, and it also comes with other factors.
So Ebenezer, so like how we are seeing this vehicle,
Yeah.
so does the government, maybe the companies that go into this, does the government partner them too as well?
Sure, it depends. I think when the former trade minister was Alan Tremontin, there was there was some projects that was to finance some of these things. They were to assemble the cars here in Ghana. I think Toyota is having such arrangement. Rana Motors too is having such arrangement. So, under this partnership, the government will look at the tax bit of it, so that they can bring those items here to assemble it.
Okay.
So it's also another form of partnership that the government and the private company can go into. Zonda Ghana Limited, the tipper truck manufacturers of there. Yeah, so they also currently have an arrangement with the government where they bring the parts here to assemble.
Okay.
It's also another way of having a partnership with the government. So the government will allow some of the taxes to go just to have these things done in Ghana. What this is going to help is that it's going to create jobs for the for our teeming youth. Secondly, also it also brings out some of the expertise from our university graduates, especially those in the technical field, to also leverage on some of these things. The technology or how to, they've learned how to manufacture cars in schools, but they've not have a real time to have it done before them. But some of these things will also bring out the best in them to master the courage to also have the idea that maybe Mercedes-Benz this is the process of assembling it here and all those things. So I think we have Rana Motors, Toyota Ghana, they have those assembly this thing around I think Legon bypass area, and I think 1-2 is on the Spinters section. So those are some of the arrangements the government goes with them to enable us create jobs, leverage on some of these things, so that it will not put much pressure on the budget for the government.
Oh, okay, okay, then.
No, yeah, no. So with
the one that I just spoke about is what we are seeing in the picture.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So this is the.
I think
Zonda.
I think Zonda also.
Yeah,
If not
this
Zonda, then it will be the Rana Motors.
Motors. Yeah.
So this was the arrangement.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some of the benefit could be reducing risk, because as I said earlier, most of the PPPs are financed by the private institution, and when the risk comes like that, they bear the cost or they bear the burden that comes in, and also it improves efficiency. You and I would agree that the private institutions have got the best technocrats in this world, because most of them, the government can't afford their living conditions. So it's the private institution that can afford their standard of living. So they hire these technocrats. So when they bring this technocraft into the field, they share their expertise with the other colleagues that are on the field. So through that, it increases efficiency, so work goes on very, very well. And also, there's a sort of innovation when it comes to the benefit, because the PPP, they have got great minds, they bring great ideas, they explore better than the government sector, because sorry to say, the government sector are not ready to employ young teaming you that have got innovative ideas.
The government sector?
Yeah.
They are not ready?
Yeah, to employ young ones that have got innovative ideas.
Okay.
They are still maintaining our fathers and our grandfathers. Yeah, but the private sector, I mean, they see the best in people, so they employ these youth that have got innovative ideas. So they bring innovative ideas on board. Look at the Tema motorway, the expansion that they are doing. Now it's going to be 10, 5 years. So
Okay.
these
So
are all
from Accra side going is 5.
Yeah.
from Tema to coming to Accra is
From
5.
Tema, coming to
To
Accra,
Accra
is
5.
So
Yeah,
okay.
both lanes are 5. So these are all innovative ideas. Without think tanks, these ideas can be brought on board, because the government will feel that, oh, okay, the 2 lanes are okay for us, but as time goes on, people keep buying cars,
And people are trooping from all sort
yeah.
of place to Accra.
And now also traffic has started on the motorway, so it needs to be expanded. So through PPP, it's been expanded. Yeah.
Okay.
So innovative minds and great ideas come from PPP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, what types of projects are suitable for PPPs, Ebenezer?
So when we talk about the types of projects that are suitable for PPP, we can talk about the infrastructure sector. That's the Tema motorway expansion. It's a typical example. We can talk about the health sector. That's the UGMC, the one at the bank, yeah,
hospital.
the bank hospital.
Okay.
Then the UGMC at Legon. Those are some of the typical example of or the type of project that government goes into. Then the energy sector. You know, these are critical sectors, and it involves a lot of money or a lot of investment. And if you check the annual budget of all the previous government that has come and gone, you realize that these sectors are very key in these sectors are very key, but their budget, you can't imagine, and it's very huge budget that it comes with. Coming up with an hospital, when you build an hospital, you need equipment to run it, you need so many things. The energy sector, you need to expand electricity to maybe about 10 to 15 or 20 villages within a particular year. It all comes or boil down to what we call money. You need money to do all those things. So if you look at it very well, government will try to shoulder off some of this responsibility to the private sector, so as to reduce the pressure on the government in terms of the budget. Because every time there is a budget, you realize that government struggle to get the necessary revenue to meet some of its budgetary allocations. So by signing off this or signing agreement to this kind of this project, it gives the government some sort of relief to maneuver in other areas of interest. So I will say that the infrastructure sector, the health sector, then the energy sector are very key when it comes to PPP. And even all the projects that we just mentioned, you look at it very well, you see that all of them fall within these sectors that I mentioned. And when such things are done, it makes the government it gives the government some sort of relief, and also focus on other critical areas of the economy. That's the education. Though sometimes they do have PPP arrangement on some of those things, but the chunk of it is in the sectors that I've mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Ben.
Yeah. No, some of these projects could be in the infrastructure sector. When we talk of the infrastructure sector, it's it happens to be school buildings, roads, hospitals. I mean, projects that would benefit the ordinary Ghanaian. So you realize that the Terminal 3, Ghana needed the Terminal 3 so badly because there was a lot of pressure on the Terminal 2.
Oh, okay.
So when the current president came, the first time, he realized that there was a lot of pressure on the 2, so he needed to do the 3. So instead of the government that left power also to continue to do another terminal, that government didn't do it.
Okay.
So you realize that still there is a lot of pressure on the 3. So still we need to construct another terminal so that it will alleviate that burden on the 3. You look at the Tema motorway, as I said earlier, there's a lot of pressure. Since Kwame Nkrumah constructed that motorway, there's not been any, how do I say, it has not been improved. Yes.
Government has not been able to do it.
Yeah, because there are a lot of potholes in it.
The motorway.
Yeah, there are a lot of potholes in it. It has become a death trap.
Is it not a concrete something?
Yes,
so
but instead of them using concrete to fill the potholes, they are rather using coal tar and chippings.
So when you drive on it, is it?
Yeah. It has become a death trap. So now when you are driving on it, you need to be very careful because it was a concrete thing that was done. So as time went on, you realize that it needs to be expanded. So successive governments have tried to expand it. So these are projects that are very huge. So when it comes to the infrastructure sector, it's the road, the hospital. Even there is a hospital in Ashanti region. It's a new hospital that Asiwa. Yeah. These are all examples of PPP.
Okay.
But the government that left didn't commission it.
Okay.
So even the Kumasi airport was also under it.
Yeah, it was also under the PPP. Okay. So you realize that most of the projects in this country, it's under PPP because it reduces that burden on the government because the government can't do all these things alone. And these projects are not, let's say, 1,000 cities projects. They are millions of dollars, and the government can't afford these projects.
So with the private sector, the private institutions, so those that have the funding, the standing, they are the people who go to
Yes, and some of them to go for loans to finance.
And not funding, sometimes to the expertise.
Yes.
You know, when you talk about the expertise, they have the expertise in that field with a vast knowledge for a number of years. So the funding is there, but if you can have the funding and the expertise is not there, how will you turn around your money? So it's about the expertise also.
And you and I are aware of our engineers in this country. When roads are being given to them to construct, after 6 months, we all can attest to what happens to the road. But when they gave the circle Obechebi, the interchange, the flyover to a foreign private company, as of now still it's strong and we are still using it. So when it comes to that, it's the expertise because they have got broader knowledge about all these things and they are very innovative too. Yeah, they bring in so many innovative ideas to be able to achieve a particular goal. That's why they spend a lot of years to construct a particular project. They don't rush the project. Yeah.
Okay, so Eben, so with this, can we say that this PPP, when we look at the urban area, is there anything that shows that the PPP is helping to develop, especially our capital?
Sure, it depends on the sector in which you look at. When you look at the people of Teshin, I don't know if you can cast your mind back. Some time back, was it 2010, they're about coming to 2015, they were having issues with water.
Yeah.
And it was there that there was a PPP arrangement that they were able to turn the sea into water. So that's the Nungwa Teshi desalination project. It's a typical PPP arrangement.
Maybe Adenta.
You understand me? So that area, I think that area goes to Adenta, right?
No, Teshi goes to
Nungwa, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sea desalination plant or project there,
Yeah.
it covers
Within
Nungwa itself, La Quantana, that is Medina side,
yeah.
Teshi,
So
that area. But as we are talking now, they said there's a problem.
Yeah. So that's what I'm coming into.
Okay.
So you see, I think I read before coming that they've issued a statement. That's what Ghana Water has issued some statement.
Yes.
That maybe they have some small challenge. But
Yeah.
when you look at this project, initially we're basing on our source of water from Weja and Akosomo. So you see, when we talk about the expertise, this company has the expertise by turning the salt water into water for us to have it in our various homes.
Yes.
So you see that the expertise is most important when it comes to PPP arrangement, because they try to be innovative to create something out of nothing, to make sure that the people have the feel of whatever they have. So you see, the seawater, I mean, if we give it to our locals, there is no way that thing is going to work, because we don't have the necessary technologies and the logistics to have it to have it turned into water for them to use. So I think the test desalination project, the Nungwa desalination project is very key, and if it's well managed and maintained, I think we can get a lot of benefit from it. But I think along the line they were having challenges that still the water still have a taste of salt. Yes, which I'm yet to read more to see whether that one has been solved. I don't know. That's the reason why it has been shut down.
Somehow so.
Yeah.
Somehow.
So that is it.
Okay. So we'll go in for short commercials. When we come back, we'll still talk about PPP. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Children have a very high nutritional demand in relation to their size, and vitamins play an important role in maintaining healthy growth. That is why we at Base Pharmacy Company Limited have introduced Base Vite Kid Drops, a multivitamin drop with 7 essential vitamins including vitamin A, D, B1, B2, B6 and vitamin C to aid your child's healthy growth. Base Vite Kid multivitamin drops have been specially formulated to help meet your child's nutritional requirements, helping them to get back to playtime faster. With Base Vite Kid drops from Base Pharmacy Company Limited. For further inquiries of bulk purchase, call Base Pharmacy Company Limited on 0302 672 317 or 0247 287 853.
This advert is FDA approved.
We are right back, and this is Fingerprints. We are talking about PPP. And what is it about? As we continue discussing the topic, we come to understand what PPP means. As we started earlier on, it helps to develop the country. It helps the government to at least push some heavy load on the private sector so that they can also help to develop the country. So this is what we are talking about. So now we are back, and we were talking about something before we went.
Is it the desalination? Yeah.
It's PPP has to do with expertise, because PPP, it's not mainly about the project itself or the money that comes in, but it's about the expertise. Because when it comes to government constructing a project, government can do it. But getting the right people to do it. You and I can will remember that the day Mahama was cutting the sod for one of these projects, and he said that his Ghanaian contractors will not get the project or something like that. Because, I stand to be corrected. He said something like that because he knows that at the end of the day, sorry to say, Nkosiaga.
What's the name of that?
That means the outcome of the project will be something that will last for.
It won't yield a positive result.
Yeah, it will not last for long, maybe 6 months or a year
because
after.
they are not going to do it well.
Yes.
You can give it to them and monitor them.
That is where transparency comes in.
Yeah.
Because even the one monitoring the contractor has to be monitored.
That's Africa for you. Ghana
Yes.
for you.
Yes, that is the mentality of the black man. Because the black man is thinking of his pocket. So, so the one monitoring the contractor, when he takes something, he will not monitor again.
Okay.
But when it comes to the private institution is looking at good name.
Okay.
So they think of tomorrow, because whatever project that they are doing, they make sure that they leave a legacy that tomorrow the government can fall on them again.
Okay.
Look at this project from the Akweje interchange, the circle interchange. Up to now, we are
Dubai?
Dubai. Up to now, we are still praising that company that constructed that.
I think it's Brazil.
Yeah,
It's
one
a
of the
Brazilian
Brazilian
company. We are still
something to our cow.
Yeah.
we are still praising them because they've done a good job. Up to now, it's still strong. So the PPP looks at long term rather than short term.
Okay. Okay. So with all these, there might be challenges, right? So, so what are key challenges in implementing PPPs, Ebenezer?
So some of them are the delays due to the bureaucratic processes that we have in Ghana, and sometimes the regulatory bottlenecks.
Okay.
So, some of these things, before government goes into a project like this, it doesn't only need the minister's approval, it has to go to parliament, because we have a threshold for project that goes to parliament. Immediately that project doesn't go to parliament, there's a question mark on it.
Okay.
And aside that too, you need to seek an approval from PPP, Public Procurement Authority, that is PPA. So if you don't have this regulatory compliance check very well, it will take forever before such projects can come into realization. We can talk about quite recently the one that has brought the scandal, the SML.
Yeah.
You realize that
It didn't go to
the GRE wrote a letter to PPA seeking approval for them to engage SML to do revenue assurance. But upon further checks by PPA, they realized that SML doesn't have the requisite skills, like what we just talked about. So the skills and not only the capital bit that is very required, the skills and the experience to run that revenue assurance.
It's
PPA,
paramount.
yes, is very paramount in every industry, because a huge investment, and you can't joke with such investment, or you can't joke with as such. So you realize that there was a back and forth, and therefore PPA didn't allow such thing to go. So these are some of the challenges. So assuming this is the energy sector, maybe
oil field.
the oil field. So you realize that the oil field, even we have in Ghana,
Like the Atuabo.
this is the Takrady one.
You realize the Atuabo?
No,
The
the
Atwa-
Atwabo gas,
Atwabo is owned by
gas
Ghana.
is different.
Yes, but the oil, most of the oil fields are arrangement
Yeah,
between
PP.
us and other private companies to come and drill for us, and we share the profit. And I learned what we are even getting from it.
5%.
I think 5 or so 10%.
Yeah, very small.
It's very
5%.
small.
But why?
And
we don't have the
expertise.
the expertise and the logistics. But I remember if you read about Dubai, Saudi Arabia, and other things, when they started the process, they waited till they are able to train their people so that they can drill the thing, they can drill the oil themselves and get all the benefit thereof. But here in Ghana, we sold majority of the stake to private companies, and we are getting a little. This is the Kosovo down. You understand? So sometimes the bottlenecks in getting the regulatory approval becomes a challenge. Then the bureaucratic process is a government thing. You write a letter, you leave it as a reception. It goes through a chain of command before it gets to the minister. So that alone can take mostly about 1 month, 2 months before the minister will also write to the chief of staff. Chief of staff will also write to cabinet before cabinet will give approval, and the chain come in that order again before it goes to the minister. So these are some of the bureaucratic processes that we face that delays PPP arrangement. And then sometimes to look at the loan agreement, or let me talk about the risks associated with it. Sometimes both parties wouldn't want to take more risk, so that also becomes a challenge.
So that is the private side, and then the government side.
The government will say, okay, I'm giving it to you, you are taking what my brother said, you are taking the lion's share. So when there are risks associated with it, you should also manage the the larger share. So it's become a problem, and thereby giving the PP arrangement some sort of challenge to run it. Yeah.
Yeah, some of the challenges could be management of risk, managing of risk, because as my brother said, when the risk comes in, who to bear the cost of the risk becomes a problem, because there have been projects in this country that there have been risk after, but we don't know who to put the blame on, as to the government or the private institution that were contacted. When it happens like that, it puts a burden on the taxpayer, because you are being taxed again to pay for those things that were not properly done. Examples could be the Agenda 111. Most of these hospitals that were built, as of now, we still don't know the whereabouts of these hospitals that were built. But they claim they've built hospitals, but they can't even attest to it that this is a hospital that we built, and it has become an extra burden in my pocket because I have to pay, because I'm being taxed for that. Yeah. So sometimes when this risk comes, both parties have to sit and plan how to handle this risk, because it put the burden on the ordinary Ghanaian. And also transparency.
Exactly.
As I said earlier, who is supposed to monitor the one monitoring the contractor?
So what is the
watchman?
Who is the watchman? Because if the government should put someone in charge of a project, who is even monitoring that person that is in charge of the project? And the person that has been placed in charge of the project, is he a qualified person? Or because he's a party faithful, so the government want to repay that person back, so they put that person in charge of the project. When it happens like that, it becomes a problem. They will not feel the problem. We, the citizenry, are feeling all those problems. So these are some of the challenges, but I would encourage the government that, before they go into PPP, they should sit down and read the terms and conditions very well, because most of the PPPs come with conditions that when you cancel the contract, it affects the government to the extent that they even take you to court, because some of them sign the contract, long-term contracts, that maybe that government may leave power and another government will come. But the government that comes realize that no, this contract that was signed, the terms and conditions are not favoring the people.
Yeah.
So they want to cancel that contract. Even as of today, there are so many contracts that the previous government signed, and this current government are cancelling them because they are not favoring the people. Yeah, and some are being even reviewed because they are not favoring the people. So some of these PPPs, the government need to think about the people, not them.
Not them.
Because you didn't put yourself there. It was the people that pushed you there.
Okay.
So you need to think of the people too as well.
I think aside the challenges, what I am suggesting the government should do is that since the PPP arrangement has become the order of the day for all the successive governments, there is a need for a ministry to be set up to handle all PPP arrangements.
Okay. Another ministry?
Yeah, because the way some of these PPP arrangements are done, they do it ministry by ministry.
Okay.
And sometimes when the minister comes and it feels, oh, this particular PPP arrangement is not worth going for, you realize that they go in and they cancel it. Just after the SML deal was, the OSP read about the SML deal, the following day the president directed that all contracts with them should be cancelled. When you go to the energy sector, most of the PPP arrangement that they have to buy power from the independent power producers, I mean, the figures were high. But when this government came, our energy minister, they have some of these prices reduced. So who was like Ben is saying, who is watching the watchman? So some of these things, we should have a particular ministry to handle it well, with right people being put there. I suggest that when such institutions are set or is established, some of these anti-graft agencies should be part of it, so that they will also look at the corruption-related issues, not when the thing has really happened before they will come in and they say they are going to investigate. Some of these things can be prevented right from the onset. If there is an arrangement going on and there is a need for a special prosecutor's office personnel to be part of it, why can't we involve them so that they also know the processes, that the process is going before the final conclusion? But they wait when the thing has been signed, then people come and they will talk about this thing as corruption related and other things. But sometimes we can prevent these things from happening right from onset. So assuming maybe we are in a partnership to do something, to produce maybe a juice drink or something, and we are giving it out to a third party or a private company, why can't we involve, though sometimes they involve Attorney General because they do the contract and all those things, but sometimes we need to involve the anti-graft agencies like YOCO, Office of the Special Prosecutor, NIB, and all those things, to also look at the other aspect of it, to make it viable. Because in other jurisdictions, before a contract is being even awarded to you, you go through a process. They have to check you security-wise, whether what you said you have done, it has been verified that you have done it before. It's not when the problem has aroused, when people have gone out with millions of CDs. Now we are saying we are charging them to court, wasting another money to chase something which is not achievable. So I think that we should have a whole ministry set up, include the technocrats and the fine experts that we have in terms of our anti-graft agencies, to team up with the government to come up with a fine PPP arrangement policy for the government. It will help. It will help rather than this kind of arrangements that is being done.
Okay, so Ben, so how can PPPs contribute to sustainable development?
Yeah, PPP can contribute to sustainable development by one, promoting innovative solutions. Because PPP, as I said earlier, are noted for innovation because they come out with skills or ideas that I think the government sector have not even thought of. Because one thinking of creating the Dubai was an idea that came from the PPP.
Okay.
Yeah, even the expansion of the motorway, it's an idea that came from the PPP. The partnership with the PPP. So you realize that the PPP.
But as we continue saying PPP, people may think it's political.
Yeah. With the public-private partnership, into bracket PPP.
Yeah.
So you realize that some of they are noted for innovative ideas and innovative solutions. They come out with things that you've not even thought of. I mean, once sitting down to think of, I need Terminal 3 for this country, so that to reduce the burden on Terminal 2, and even constructing of more hospitals, so that to reduce the burden on the general hospitals. I mean, these are all creative ideas that came out of the public-private partnership, and also mobilization of resources. I mean, with the PPP, they are able to mobilize resources quickly because they have got one, the expertise, two, the finances, that they are able to mobilize these resources straight to the field where the project is going to be constructed. So these are some of the sustainable contributions that through PPP, you can achieve them.
Okay, Ben.
So my take on this is that it promotes or it creates job opportunity and it builds the capacity of the citizens.
My interest is in job opportunity, creating job.
Because the government cannot employ everybody, as I said in our subsequent episodes. You realize that private sector plays a very critical role when it comes to job creation, and this job creation can be done by through this public-private partnership. It promotes or it gives avenue to employ more, because when they are constructing the motorway like this, you need artisans, welder, mason, carpenters, and engineers, surveyors, architects, and all those. It broadens it opens the avenue for a lot of people to be employed. For example, the big push, as we talked about the last time, just look at the number of roads that they are going to construct countrywide, and see the number of people that is going to come on board. And this particular project also, this PPP arrangement also, it also strengthens partnership for achieving the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So the SDG goals on health, education, infrastructure are all part of an agenda that the UN have set to put in place. And I think this agenda is up to 2045 or so 47 that we need to achieve this sustainable development goal. And I think Ghana, we are on course in achieving some of them.
Really?
Just that's what I'm coming in. Just that there are a little bit bottlenecks when it comes to putting up these PPP arrangements. For example, the Agenda 111, if resources are there readily, some of these things would have been completed on time, and other projects. So I think it's a good thing for a country to go into, because in the developing countries, this is what they go into to develop their nation. You can see that you go to Dubai, you have a tour site not being managed by the government, but it's being managed by private. At the end of the day, it's going to get a percentage in it, and the government will also get a percentage in it. But thereby it will create jobs. People will come to morning shift, afternoon shift, and evening shift.
Yeah.
So it's a very critical area that the government of Ghana must look into. But when looking into it too, there must be a need.
So this is the motor.
Yes, you see how the state. But currently, I don't think what we are seeing here will be the current state, because a massive development is underway to have it 5 lane in each section.
Okay, so these are increments old.
Yeah, this is what
The
is
nine-
increments.
From 1958 or 9.
Yes, yes. And, I mean, no government has added on, and each year it's always in the budget and it's never been implemented. But
All the street lights have been removed.
you see,
Okay.
Yes.
always it will be captured in the budget, but yes, to it will, you will not see a tail light of it.
Okay.
But you see, when it goes through the PPP arrangement, you think someone has come in to also have it develop and also manage it for some time, and I mean it's going to help. So PPP arrangement in a nutshell is a goal getter that all should embrace and achieve. Even in our own small company, sometimes we go into an agreement with an agency to supply us with a particular logistics that we need. So if small businesses are doing
Is
it,
it,
This is the motorway.
this is the
is it the
this is the Nkrumah
No,
type.
this is the
This is
Nkrumah
still
type.
the
Yeah,
Yeah.
this you see is 2
So,
lane.
so now when
So
you
this
go,
is the new one.
no,
This
this
is this Tema,
this Tema,
the Tema motorway expansion.
yeah, this is the Tema motorway.
The one going to Pon, but this one length is going to the Eastern Corridor Road, the one that leads to Togo, Aflawo, and all those things. So it's a continual process. But the last time I went to that area, they are around the Pon barrier, but I don't know where they've got into.
So it's a PPP initiative.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
PPP initiative. I think this arrangement was together with MPS. So you see, that's why you see PPP arrangements are very good. They realize that the port, once people clear their goods, they will use the road
motorway.
Yeah.
to send their goods to their various destinations. But if the roads are not good,
Yeah.
it's going to affect the business. So it's based on it that they say, oh, okay, then as part of the arrangement, we are going to help do the expansion of the road from the port area to Tema motorway. Then from there, the goods can go to the various destinations. So these are all PPP arrangements which are very good, and the government should put more emphasis on it to develop the country
But
in
that's
all the sectors.
By the time Abo that we are talking about, is it from the Abo to Tamamaya? It's only one way.
Sure.
And so if there's something you stuck, you have nowhere to go, only one way. So they should turn attention to that one too.
Yeah, I'm
And
sure.
it will create job for.
Yeah, no, you know, as we are saying, the public-private partnership, it's a form of job creation too as well. As my brother said earlier, let's look at this initiative that the past government brought, the free SHS. As your ward goes to school, your ward need to wear school uniform. So the government contacts other fashion designers or other seamstresses and tailors to sew. And through this PPP, these tailors, designers are being employed. So it's a form of job creation for these people too as well. And when a road is being constructed, we need artisans, we need masons, we need steel benders. I mean, a whole lot of people. It's a form of job creation, and to some extent, some of these artisans are being flown outside by these companies. When they see the potentials in you, they take you along when they are moving. So through this public-private partnership, it creates a lot of job for our youth. So one thing too is, this country, we don't pay so much attention to projects. To projects.
Okay.
If there should be a lot of projects going on, I mean, most of these people won't be crying for butter and bread every day.
Okay.
Because they are working, they are being paid. But we are not, we are not paying so much attention to projects.
Okay.
So it has putting a lot of burden on the ordinary Ghanaian looking for job, whilst there are no other jobs or solutions.
Our time is almost up. So, Ebenezer, 1 minute. Your last word, 1 minute.
Okay. So as I said, PPP are very essential for bridging the Ghana's infrastructure gap and the service gap as well. So the government should try as much as possible to focus on them, but come out with well-structured framework to have it done and done well too, so that the citizens will enjoy. So before I also conclude, I want to talk about my company name. My company name is Nakembu Water Depot. Be it wedding, funeral, parties, you just give us a call on 05454628874, and we do free delivery within Accra. So the number is 05454628874. So it's free delivery. Anytime you call us, we'll deliver at your doorsteps, and you enjoy our services.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, then.
Yeah, no. Before governments will go into public-private partnership, I mean, they should read the terms and conditions very well, so that it will benefit with the citizenry.
Okay.
Yeah, to end, if you want the best version of you, or if you want a reliable fashion designer that can sew a better dress for you, for the next person to see and say wow, then you need to contact Luchu Clothing on 0247 250 345. 0247 250 345, and we'll sort you out.
Okay. So, viewers, this is where time will allow us to draw the curtains down for today's program. But as I said earlier on, what I'm putting on right now, what I'm wearing, is from the True Clothing. And I hope you also like to get a taste or feeling of it. So if you contact the True Clothing, he will do it for you. And just as Ebenezer also has given out his number, you can also contact him in case of any wedding or what have you. So we end the program here, and God willing, next week we have more for you. Stay tuned and don't go away. We'll be back next week, same time. My name is Ne Odai Kofi. But I do this with Benjamin Luchu and Ebenezer Nelson. My name once again Ne Odai Kofi. Bye for now.